Hi everyone, welcome to Silva's Cooking. Today I'm going to show you how I make an easy, juicy roasted chicken, a simple mouth-watering gravy, and a side of baked sweet potato. A winner chicken dinner that's perfect for beginners. Here I have a 4 3/4 pound chicken. Clean the sink well, place the chicken in it, remove the giblets if any, and rinse it under a low flow of running water. Keep the chicken as low as possible in the sink and try your best not to splash any of the water outside of it. And don't forget to rinse the cavity as well. Dry the entire chicken with paper towels, including the cavity. After removing the giblets, rinsing and pat drying it with paper towels. Make the flavored butter. For this particular recipe, I use chicken base. I really like this brand here, and I'll put a link in the description in case you want to use it and order it. Place the butter on the countertop for 1 hour or so and let it get to room temperature. Mix half a stick of salted butter with 2 tablespoons of chicken base and set it aside. If you don't like it or don't want to use chicken base, you may flavor the butter with salt, onion powder, or onion salt. I just want to emphasize to you that since I'm going to make gravy, I have to keep in mind and season the chicken with ingredients that I want the gravy to taste like. And in order to make a good old-fashioned tasting gravy, I'll have to keep things simple. And who doesn't like that? Roughly chop 2 yellow onions and set them aside as well. I don't use sweet onions because I don't want the gravy to taste sweet. Start buttering down the entire chicken, carefully opening the area on the front of the breasts and separating the skin from the meat. You may cover the chicken and place it in the fridge for at least 1 hour or overnight for best results. But remove it from the fridge and let it sit on the counter for 1 hour so it's not so cold when place it in the oven. I'm going to use my hex-clad chicken roasting pan. I put a link in the description in case you're interested in purchasing it. But you may use any roasting pan or cast iron skillet as long as they're not too big. Stuff the cavity with 1/4 of the chopped onion and sprinkle the chicken with onion powder and ground black pepper. Place the remaining chopped onion in the center of the roasting pan. This is going to be like a bed for the chicken to cook on, and it's also the base I need to flavor the broth that I'm going to use to make the gravy later. Place the chicken on the onion bed and truss its legs with a kitchen twine. If you don't have kitchen twine, you may skip this step. Tuck the wings under the chicken. The only giblet I got was the neck, which adds great flavor to the broth, so I placed it in the roasting pan. I don't use the gizzard, liver, or heart to flavor the broth with, so when I get them, I just boil them and give them to my dogs. I heat 2 cups of filtered water in the microwave for 1 minute and add 1 teaspoon of powdered chicken bouillon. Mix it up well so the bouillon dissolves in the water and add it to the roasting pan. If you don't like bouillon, you may use just water or any kind of salted chicken broth or chicken stock that you like. I will not add any carrots or celery to the broth because it's going to give the gravy a chicken soup flavor, and that's not what I want. I'm going to bake a sweet potato along with the chicken. Why not? Wash, brush, and dry a fairly even-shaped sweet potato. Notice that it's not too thick, and if you find a more elongated, evenly shaped sweet potato, it's even better. Place it on a small cookie sheet covered with aluminum foil. Cut a large slit along the top and a small slit across. And there's no need to add oil, salt, pepper, or anything on the potato right now. Place the chicken and the sweet potato together in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake the chicken for 20 minutes per pound. After 1 hour, open the oven and insert a fork in the sweet potato. If the potato offers no resistance, it's done, so remove it from the oven and cover it loosely with aluminum foil. Baste the chicken, center the pan in the oven, and continue baking it for the remaining time, covering up any part that got too dark with aluminum foil if needed. Remove the chicken from the oven, place it on a dish, and loosely cover it with aluminum foil. Now let's make the gravy. Remove the neck from the broth and set it aside. Carefully strain all of the delicious broth into a medium-sized saucepan over medium heat and discard the onions if you wish. Taste the broth. If it's too salty for your liking, add a little more water. If it's not salty enough for you, add a little more chicken base or salt. Make a slurry with half a cup of filtered water at room temperature and 2 to 3 heaping teaspoons of all-purpose flour. If you want a more runny gravy, I suggest you use only 2 teaspoons of all-purpose flour. If you want a thicker gravy, use 3 teaspoons. You stir well to dissolve all of the flour with a fork or wire whisk to avoid lumps of flour in the gravy. Once the broth comes to a boil, add the slurry stirring with a wire whisk. Keep stirring and cooking until it thickens. If it's not thick enough for you, add a little more slurry, but don't just add flour to it because the gravy is hot and the flour will clump up. When the gravy is thick enough, remove it from the heat. It's just the time the chicken needed in order to rest. Uncover the chicken, cut off the twine, and it's ready to serve. I'm going to cut the leg quarter out of the way a little bit, remove the wing, and slice the breast. This is one juicy chicken breast. If you're enjoying this chicken dinner, don't forget to give it a like and please consider subscribing as well. I'm going to slice it some more for you to see further into it. It is so tender it melts in the mouth. Perfect for sandwiches and chicken salad too. And the leg quarter just pops right out. Super juicy as well. If the white meat is that tender and juicy, you know the dark meat is too. Moist, tender breasts all the way through. And the sweet potato, let me tell you, it's just as moist. And because I cut slits on it before baking it, it's easy to just peel off the top and put butter on it. I don't like chicken skin, so I remove it. And before I smother it with gravy, I'm going to taste it. What a delicious masterpiece. And how about that sweet potato? So soft and moist. Now, a little gravy on the chicken, and it tastes absolutely wonderful. Just 1 teaspoon of the chicken bouillon dissolved in water made this gravy taste like old-fashioned chicken gravy. I hope this chicken dinner is easy and simple enough for you to try because I know it's succulent and delicious. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.